something will be different from somebody else who is not having the strengths in the same order. Now, what this also means is that when we talk about the strengths, we are all unique people. God has made us extremely unique. And when we are unique, we know exactly what is different about us. We grow up in societies that ask us to conform. That means follow the rules, follow the path. You're born, you grow up, you go to school, you go to college, you get a girlfriend, boyfriend, you get married, get a job, or get a job, get married, whichever way it works for you.
Right? Yes.
Suddenly you're old and you look back and say, I wanted to do this and I never did. I wanted to do that and I never did. And I wish I had done this and so on and so forth. So there are some amount of regrets because we've gone with the flow of what other people expected us to be. Now, what does it mean to work with strength? So for those of you on this call and on this session, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on Zoom, what I'd like you to do is, if you have your writing pad next to you, okay, please just take your pen and sign your name with your dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, then you sign it with your right hand. If you're left-handed, then you sign it with your left hand. Just sign your name.
Okay.
Okay, and then just quickly share, if you can, either on the call or in the chat box, how you feel when you were doing this.
Okay. Just sign in my name. That's what you said, right?
Just sign in your name. Yeah, absolutely. Just sign it. Sign out your name. If you don't want to sign, you can spell out your name, write out your name. Superb. So I'm asking now openly, what is it you felt when you were doing this?
I felt very happy, as the way I always do. Very nice, very happy.
It didn't require much effort, did it?
No.
Were you concentrating?
Not at all.
Yeah. Now I want you to do the same thing again with your left hand.
Okay.
Or with your non-dominant hand. So whichever hand is non-dominant, please now either sign or write out your name.
I have to make an effort to do that.
Please.
Yeah, did that.
Okay. Are you happy with the result? No? Why not?
It's a fair effort, but it's not that neat.
Okay. What about the process? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was something different.
Okay. But while writing, was it easy to do?
Not as easy as the right hand.
Yeah. And this is the essential difference of working with your strength and trying to work on a weakness. When you're working with your strengths, you are moving smoothly through your tasks, whatever your tasks are. It could be reading a spreadsheet and analyzing it. It could be making a PowerPoint slide. It could be talking to a customer and convincing them of what services you're offering. It could be closing a sale. It could be conducting an appraisal, whatever it may be. When you are working with your strengths, life is smoother. You will find yourself more involved and engaged in that process of doing the task more than the outcome.
All right.
Comparatively, when you're working with your weaknesses, which was when you're working with your non-dominant hand, you found that you were very uncomfortable. Some people were more comfortable because they might have been practicing a little more. But to become better at this, you would really, really have to practice. In the various literature which is there on strengths, one of the numbers which is thrown about is you must have 10,000 hours of practice if you want to reach world class, whatever it is. 10,000 hours is not. But if you look at the people who have been performing in any field, whether it's business or whether it's sport or whether it's art or music, you will find that they have dedicated a lot of time to improving themselves, either through some form of learning or through practice. When they practice also, they are self-analyzing their work and their actions so that they can improve on that. And this is what happens when you are working with your strengths. You'll automatically start figuring out ways to do things differently, ways to do things better. These are some of the clues which will tell you whether you're working in your strengths. So things which will come easily to you, You'll automatically know the next step without anybody telling you. You feel some form of joy when you're looking at things, and so on. The weakness side is not so fun. Yet we have many people, and I've interviewed many of them, who don't know why they are applying for a job in the first place. They are applying for their job. I'm not referring to those who have applied for jobs who are having financial difficulties. Those people need a lot of support and respect and all, because they are really struggling to make ends meet. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about those people who just decided one day to get into a job without applying much thought. And having done that, they don't really take anything forward. Okay. They're pretty much stuck in that rut. And you'll notice it when you're interviewing them. They will not have much of a life plan. They will not have a long-term plan, maybe just to get more money. Beyond that, they haven't really thought of things. They will not be able to relate how what they studied is relevant to the job they're doing. Okay. So I've interviewed people who are engineers who are coming in for sales job. I've interviewed people who are art graduates coming in for operations and accounts job. This tells me that there's very little correlation between what we study and what we end up doing. And if that is the case, then we have to be more vigilant about how we are utilizing our time, because this is one resource we don't get back. We might get more of it, but we don't get what's left over. We can't carry forward time. We can only get an addition to it. And that is also, we don't know how long it will last. So it makes sense, therefore, to do some bit of analysis for yourself, preferably using a paid instrument. If you use an instrument which is not paid, the chances are that the validity of that tool will be very low.
Awesome, Ryan. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, this was a beautiful example, the usage of our hands. So I have a small question for everyone. We'll be giving 10 seconds. So please answer. How is everyone feeling right now who's already on the call, including Ryan and me and all the participants? And you can unmute and say as well, and you can type in the chat as well. The first word that comes to your mind. Okay, so there goes the question. For me, I am excited and happy. Ryan, how about you?
Oh, so I will just speak. I'm quite enthusiastic right now, though my body doesn't show it so much.
Okay.
I had a little bit of a tiring day, but my brain is awake. Very
Awake.
much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the way you said my brain is awake. The right one or the left one or both?
Right now they're working, so I'm not questioning too much.
Okay, I like it.
Interviewed.
Pallavi says it's relaxed. Awesome. Thank you, Pallavi. And can we request the participants to show up their faces, whoever chooses to? It's a humble request. Thank you. Hi, Rahul uncle. Thanks for joining. Hi. All right. So Ryan, another question comes to my mind here is we talked
Yes.
about unleashing the powerhouse. So what is power to you, Ryan? What is power to you?
Power is a term which we have associated with generally movement and the application of force. Okay. If you are becoming a powerhouse, that means you are doing things in a very different, professional, superlative way that other people have find it tough to copy.
Okay.
We can take examples from sports. For example, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, or Sachin Tendulkar. The way they play the game is vastly different from anybody else who is now in the Indian cricket team and getting the same kind of coaching. So there is something within them that asks them and makes them look at things very differently when they are out on the field or on the court. The same thing will happen for someone like, say, an Elon Musk. He's a very single-minded person. He says, I want to do this and I'm going to do this. That's it.
Yes.
Another gentleman who I have great regard for is Ricardo Semler. He is the one who's famous for the book called The Maverick and the other book which I read called The 7-Day Weekend. And he talks about how he's trying to make life easier for his employees of his company. It's a family-owned company which he has transferred ownership to the employees fully. So the employees have a say in how much he gets paid also,
Okay.
where they should open offices. So the employees take a call on that. And that's quite fascinating.
Awesome. Sounds very interesting and a different way of doing things.
Very different. But the results are there to see. Business profits have grown tremendously. So it's just that we want things which are easy. And this brings us to the very important factor in everyone's life, the power of habit. We have to make working with our strengths a habit. That means we first understand our strengths. Okay. Then we practice bringing that strength or using that strength. So we're consciously calling on those strengths. Okay. So let's say now I've said that ideation is my number 3 strength, but it doesn't work for me and the same way as it might work for somebody who's musically creative, who plays music. So what happens with ideation for me? For me, it helps me look at the way a situation or a task is presented, and I start automatically thinking of other ways to do it. So I might not be an originator there, but I'm definitely using creativity to build on what is there and make it something better and different.
Okay.
And it shows a lot also in my communication.
All right.
My written verbal communication is of a very different standard, and that is also partly due to my learners. So it's not due to ideation alone. So one of the things we have to understand in Clifton Strengths is that it's not one strength that helps you to do something. There are teams of strengths which work together to deliver something different. And that is why we say we are unique. So I gave you the order of my top 5 strengths, which is individualization, learner, ideation, relator, and self-assurance. The chances of another person in the world having the same top 5 in the same order is 1 in 33 million.
1 in?
33 million.
Oh, okay.
You can be very sure there's very low chance of there being somebody like me. Now, if we extrapolate it to the entire 34 themes of talent, okay, the chances go even smaller.
So how do we, like, these are your top skills. Thank you so much for sharing all this, Ryan. So how does one, analyze these? How does one actually, know these powers, and how can one actually unleash and capitalize on these strengths?
Yeah. Okay. So first, as we said, understanding or knowing what your strengths are. You take a psychometric assessment that's validated. So something like a PRISM brain mapping. PRISM is based on neuroscience. So it tells you how you think with respect to areas of action, which areas of support, areas of structure, and areas of communication and creativity. Within these 4 areas, we would like to be present, but we cannot be because God has not made us that way. So we develop preferences. Within these preferences, we have highs and lows. So when I say highs and lows, we strongly prefer doing something and we strongly prefer avoiding to do something. The avoiding to do something becomes an area of weakness. So if somebody wants to work on an area which demands you to work in an area of weakness, we will ask you, do you really, really want to invest that time in this area? Are you going to get sufficient gains? Well, frequently mentioned phrase is that we can do everything or anything we want. You can become anything you want. That is not entirely correct. Okay. If you have a deadline, there is no way that you can become anything you want because, hey, you got to do other things in life too. And if you're working in an area of weakness, what might take so much time because you're working in an area of strength will take so much more time in an area of weakness. So I have written some articles on LinkedIn on my profile, which people are welcome to go and read. And if they want, I can send it to them after this call so that they get a flavor of how to build their strengths, how to have a strengths-based career conversation with people around them. So it's very important that people, managers and individuals take the time to understand this aspect.
That's really, really, really nice. And you know, the way the process is, it's something that all the managers, senior managers, and the CEOs, they all, you know, should actually go through all these processes. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Ryan. Thank you so much for sharing. This was quite insightful. So, uh, so with this, you know, we come towards almost the closing for this session, and it was very, 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 I would say unnerving is the word that's coming in my space, because when you said there are 5 strands and it's different for everyone, you know, the order, and then, you know, when you made me write this, when we did this activity wherein we were, you know,
Yeah.
using our brain, you know,
Yeah.
the right hand and the left hand. So this is something that actually, you know, it's about what's stepping out of one's comfort zone. So this is
It
what
is.
was what one thing that
It
came
is.
to me, that what will it take for us to actually, you know, sharpen the knives and step out of our comfort zone and do things. So Ryan, it's 6th of March today, and 8th is International Women's Day. So let's together at the count of 3 wish everyone. So 1, 2, 3. Happy International
Happy
Women's Day,
International
Happy
Women's
everyone.
Day.
International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day, everyone.
Yeah.
And so we have an announcement to make here. And then if we'll ask if there are any questions that Pallavi or Stephen or Raval uncle has. So we are launching a flagship program for mid and senior management from mid of March. The registration will open soon, and we can register till 20th of March. End of March, we are launching this program. And the name is Infinite Possibilities. So watch out the space for more for this program, and looking forward to people enrolling who are watching us right now and who will also be watching us on Facebook later on. So that's about it. Ryan, do you want to add anything for the program? And
Yeah. So I'll just quickly make this statement.
Yeah.
While we have called this infinite possibilities, what we mean that the possibilities that are infinite based on your strengths.
Yes.
It's not that you can do anything you want every time. You could, but then you'll end up spending a lot of time in an area which you're not really comfortable with, and you might not enjoy it so much. But the infinite possibilities are there with your strengths. You can use that. I was coaching someone some years ago, and one of the things he came up with was, I have a gift for languages, because I casually asked him how many languages he spoke. He told me 5 languages. So I thought all Indian languages. But there were 3 Indian languages and 2 international languages, French and Spanish.
Awesome.
So I told him, have you considered working with the UN or with any of the embassies of, Indian embassies abroad? You'll fit in there directly. You'll be using your strengths. And his mind opened up with that thought. He said, yeah, this is something I can explore. Many times your strengths are sitting in front of your nose and we really don't know. So a little more awareness, a little more reflection, a coach, a strengths coach will definitely help.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So anyone has a question here before we close? Or anything that Pallavi, Stephen, Raval uncle, anyone wants to unmute and say anything? Okay. So there's silence. All right, so we are good to go then. I just have to thank all of you for being here on the meeting. Thank you so much, Ryan, for taking out time and talking about the strengths and these, the program. Looking forward to creating a great program. So this is an open invitation to everyone. I'll be posting the link for registration very soon, and we'll be creating a WhatsApp group wherein the people who will be enrolling, they'll receive the details about the modules we are going to cover. Okay. Thank you so much. All the best. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone. Thank you
Pallavi.
for joining in.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Bye.
Pallavi.
Bye.
Thank you,
Good day.
Richard.